The uncertainty of Malik's injury, how have you game planned this week to account for potentially not having him?
I'll let Dave talk about like the injury stuff, but generally, like as an offense,
Stuff, not even
like it's just really taking a next man up approach on offense. Our coaching staff does a great job of getting everyone prepared. So, making sure we're all dialed in.
Next man up is what you would say for everybody, obviously, at all 11 positions. But when somebody's accounting for like 40% of your offense, the next man up is not going to be able to do that. So how do you spread that around, I guess? How do you get more people involved? Do you have to ask for more out of everybody rather than just the guy who's taking the league spot?
Yeah, I mean, really the philosophy is, next man up, next man in. He's going to carry the load. And then we just got to figure out as a coaching staff, knowing our players' strengths and weaknesses, putting them in a really good position to be successful.
Mike, sometimes players get 10, 15 snaps a game because they're just not practicing well during the week. Are you comfortable with Jalen getting 40 to 50 snaps? Say Malik doesn't play. We don't know yet, right? Are you comfortable the way he's practicing, that you're comfortable with him to get 40, 50 snaps a game? Is he at that point where you are good with that?
Yeah, I'm very confident in Jalen. He's been a pro since he's been here. He's been studying his tail off, and you're right, he hasn't had a ton this year, but he's practiced every single day like he's a starter. He prepares like he's the starter. So, again, talking about that next man up approach, he's one of those guys, if he has to go in, he'll be ready and prepared, and we'll be expecting him to do his job and make plays for us.
You're playing against a defense that just allowed literally a perfect game, 18 for 18. Is there stuff you can see from what Jared Goff and the Lions did that you guys can apply? I'm sure you're not going to tell me what that is, but is there schemes that you can carry from their game plan, or do you just have to do your stuff?
Yeah, no, when you're game planning, you're looking at all the different schemes, all the different coverages you got, and they playing on a Monday night, they had some extra time and stuff like that. So you're looking at what they set up, what they've done in the past. Coach McDonald has 4 games under his belt right now. Obviously, there's a bunch of tape from Baltimore, so you can look at that. So yeah, I mean, our coaches, we've been spending a lot of time studying all the schemes and with our players and trying to put them in good spots.
If you look at the game against Dallas, was there a common factor in settling for field goals as opposed to scoring TDs?
No, I think last week obviously we want to score touchdowns in those situations, but there's been examples over the course of the season where we finished in the red zone. So really proud of that. In Washington, did it in Cleveland, and so those are things that we can build on.
What specifically went wrong last week, though?
Yeah, just when it comes down to it, whether it's just execution, whether it's just communication, all those little tiny things, whether it's a fundamental breakdown at the point of attack, whether it's just getting the right play in the right time, things like that. So we just got to keep on working and getting better at it, and I think we will. We have.
Talk about next man up. And running back room might need that too. Obviously, Devin is dealing with an injury too. I mean, your confidence level, I guess, in Tracy and Gray just going forward.
Yeah, no, we have a lot of confidence in that running back room. Coach Joe Thomas does a great job again getting those guys prepared and getting them mentally in tune to whether pressures we're going to see, the run game, and how they're going to fit off of our blocks and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that group. It's a young group, so we'll have an opportunity. And obviously, if Dave's going to hit the end any of the injury stuff, but those young guys have been prepping for it.
There's been a lot of focus on Daniel's deep balls and kind of short overthrow. He talked about yesterday about trusting and throwing it. Is that something when you're in practice with him, do you see him trusting it? What does that look like?
Yeah, there was several really good examples yesterday, even in practice, just putting in a spot and letting a guy kind of go run underneath it to go get it. And again, that's just, we'll keep on repping it. We practice it for a reason. That way you can feel confident to do it in the game. And so DJ's been doing that. We're going to give him those opportunities in practice.
Do you see, I guess, in the game situation, has the confidence been lacking in him to throw it deep, or is it just not translating?
No, I wouldn't say it's like they kind of lack confidence or anything like that. I would just say sometimes the defense doesn't give you exactly the look you might see. So you have to, reset and check it down, get the ball to your hands, and that's part of being a quarterback.
In their run game, it seems like they've taken ownership of, we have to do a better job. They're doing well as a pass blocking unit. How do they perform better as a run blocking unit?
Well, I would say last week those guys compared to the weeks before, right, where they were having a lot of good production. I think this week these guys are up for a really good challenge, and I think they're in the right frame of mind, and they're having a really good week of practice. And today's one of those days, so I'm excited to see how those guys respond.
Lock, any kind of asset for you this week, like in terms of he practiced against them for years?
Yeah, he's being in that building and him understanding the players. Now it's a different scheme, both offensively and defensively. So, but he's had some insight to some of their guys and kind of who they are, what they are. So yeah, of course we've had those conversations.